Hey yo guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some kind of big Sony news in regards to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 announcements, and a lot of that kind of big stuff for the upcoming games and pretty much everything. So we're going to go talk about that throughout this all video, as well as also we have a little bit of rumors and speculations on what may actually be coming next, as well with Sony as they keep on trying to hype up and improve up the PlayStation 5. Some game ideas, also some tech hardware ideas as well. So it's basically a little bit of a fun speculation video, but also bad news slash also good news that Sony did go and actually step out of a pretty major event. So we're going to dive on into that news throughout this video. If any of you guys are brand new, you guys are very welcome to go and subscribe if you guys would like. For some odd reason on my YouTube dashboard, it literally goes and says I'm only at like 39,985. So I'm like literally a few subs away from 40K. So if you guys want to be a part of this, I would love if you guys subscribed. Either that or for the PS5 giveaway or whatever. But for some odd reason on my actual YouTube channel, it's saying I'm at 40,200. So I'm not sure if I just have an extra 200 subs that I just forgot about somehow. I don't know. Is that one of you guys? Or I don't really know what's up with this, but so you guys, if you guys want to sub, you guys can. As well, leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos. We also have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc and digitals. We also did actually have a chance to go do a little bit of a sponsored post for a flexi spot, and I'll go give a link to that down below. They make really cool standing desks and all cool little other office things as well. Put that down below if you guys want to check them out. They've been very nice and very wholesome. We also have the Twitch and Twitter link down below. Definitely go follow up the Twitter. And of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money, and Coinbase if you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. Those are always linked down below, so let's actually dive into this actual video itself. So as I mentioned, Sony themselves are actually stepping away and kind of more so, I guess, backing on out from an actual major event. It's called E3. Now, I'm not sure if you guys ever care about E3 or ever watch E3. I watched it a lot back in the day when I was younger, and usually on Twitch, you usually get to go and co-stream the events itself. They usually have a lot of big game announcements. It's kind of like the mid-year summer updates for a lot of different other content. So throughout the past few years, Sony's been a little bit more on the skeptical side of actually doing things with E3. Same with the other big boys, that sometimes they do have conferences set for E3. As I mentioned, it's kind of just like a gaming convention slash big press event, basically to showcase up games for all these major developers. But we've kind of been seeing a little bit more of a backlash when it comes to E3, where a lot of companies are realizing they don't need E3. Now, back in the day, more so maybe on TV, it might have been a really nice event for all press and before the internet. But now with live streams available, some people like Sony and all those major big companies realize if they just go turn on their stream on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, they're going to probably go get the same amount of views if it was during E3 or even not at all, like even just on their own spare time. We also saw Sony do a similar thing as well a few years ago, where basically they just did it like that same week and they had their own conference. So I'm going to dive into this actual article itself. And if you guys don't care about E3 or whatever, I always feel like you should a little bit, because there is a lot of gaming news that does happen around this time. Mainly, as you guys know, a lot of Sony and Microsoft competitiveness also happens, because if they want to release a brand new console, guess what? Sony wants to release it. They want to go and tease out brand new Halo games. Guess what? Sony wants to go tease out more God of War games. So it's kind of like that. But anyway, let's go dive into the actual news. I would say it's kind of big in the gaming sphere, so let's go talk about it. E3 2021 will return this June in digital form. And I do want to remind you guys, there was some big rumors that E3 was going to go get canceled. As of now, they're just doing a 100% digital show. So it's still there, and I think it's also free. There was a little bit of rumors that it was actually going to cost like $30, $40. I believe as of now, it is a free to view as well, in case you guys care. Online, it should be all streamed. So basically, we now have backing by Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, and Warner Bros. And Koch Media. I'm not sure who Koch Media is. And basically, they all have the confirmation that they're going to be either a part or around with E3, showcasing new games, announcements, etc. So, pretty good overall for E3. But as I mentioned, Sony is once again not taking part in this E3 as well. So it's been a strong lineup, especially with the two platform holders on board. However, there are some notable absentees, including Sony, EA, Activision, Blizzard, Sega, Bandai, Namco, and Square Enix. All around kind of interesting, because I think Square Enix has been really pumping out a lot of good games, especially during the pandemic. And of course, Sony with the PS5. The event takes place between June 12th and June 15th, so there's still time for all the publishers to go and sign on up. That was bad English. This year's show will also only be online only, but very little details are available besides that. The press release states that developers will be showcasing their latest news and games directly to fans around the world, with the ESA working with media to amplify and make this content available for everyone for free, which is always nice when it comes to like these live streams or events. Like even maybe think like BlizzCon, sometimes they do cost money to go watch them or co-stream them or whatever, and usually they're just trying to go and sell us products like either new tech or new games. So why do I just pay money for them to go and tell me to go buy new things? So I'm very happy that they're making this so it's more so free. But once again, very intriguing, Sony itself is not there. They declined wanting to go. So for more than 2 decades, E3 has been the premier venue to showcase the best that the video game industry has to offer while uniting the world through games, said ESA CEO Stanley Lewis. We are evolving this year's E3 into a more inclusive event, but we'll still look to excite the fans with major reveals and insider opportunities that makes this game event the indispensable center stage for video games. It's been a challenging 12 months for the games event business, I'm sure, especially for E3, because there's been some rumors that E3 might just be getting close to getting bankrupt and also may not even happen throughout these next upcoming years, which is not good at all. But E3 was under pressure even before the pandemic, with long-term supporter Sony announcing it wouldn't be attending the show last year prior to its COVID-related cancellation. The PlayStation company joined EA, which also hadn't supported E3 for several years. So, kind of a lot of little news mixed down in with this, as you guys can go and tell. I think this is overall kind of big gaming news. Number one, because... in previous years, Sony's done their own event around the same time, or even I think one of those days was literally the day after E3. So if anything, we'd be kind of on the lookout if Sony's going to do another event as well to maybe announce some big things. And a few kind of things I've been speculating on, or kind of more so on the lookout for, is maybe more announcements with PSVR 2. We do know that there's actually some leaks and some announcement leaks mixed in with that, which is very, very nice. Or also maybe some more major updates for a lot of the really, really big AAA games we've all been very patiently waiting for. Think Ratchet & Clank, think Horizon, think the new God of War. All these types of AAA games that we've all been on the major lookout for, we can maybe actually see some more announcements. Because as we could basically base it on the previous years as well, we also had a very similar, really hype announcements as well. And also kind of makes sense in the whole industry-wise, because if you have Nintendo and Xbox getting major press, a lot of news articles being made about them. You have like Kotaku's and all those really big ones, like, IGN's, making articles about all these new games or new announcements. Like, what if Nintendo actually goes and releases up the Nintendo Switch Pro? So everyone's going to be talking about that. And same thing with Microsoft. If everyone's talking about new Microsoft games or Microsoft announcements, guess what? Sony doesn't want these other companies in the limelight, especially around something around E3 or just overall big announcements in general. So I can almost guarantee you guys that Sony, within that 2-week period, either a little bit before or a little bit after, usually after because it kind of stays in your brain a little bit longer, they're probably going to have a really, really big event. So while it's kind of intriguing that Sony's pulling out of the actual E3, because it is very, very big, it's been very iconic in the gaming scene overall. Many people, myself included, always like to watch E3 and see new games, see new announcements, see new AAA games on the way. So as I mentioned, it's kind of intriguing that Sony as well as EA are both not wanting to be involved and not wanting to go be a part of the E3 show. And especially with E3 having so many issues these past few years, mainly like not making money, people dropping out like Sony in EA from E3, and then also trying to go and transition it to an actual in-person event. Think like PAX or, DreamHacks. And then we also, of course, had the pandemic happen, like right as they're trying to go do that, like year 2 or 3. It's probably been a little bit hard for E3. If anything, I'm more so surprised that Nintendo and Xbox and all these other major big brands are still willing to work with E3 and do stuff with E3. Because as I mentioned, if you have a Nintendo Direct, you have a PlayStation State of Play, you have a Microsoft event, realistically, you're going to probably pull the same, if not more, viewers by yourself, as long as you go and time it well and have the event all prepared. Especially now with the pandemic still going on, realistically, you're probably not going to have not as many journalists in person, taking notes, taking pictures, play testing games, etc. Just more so from the actual security concerns mixed on in as well. So I don't know. It's kind of intriguing. I would almost want to say this might be actually good news for Sony overall, so they can focus on their own event and maybe take their own show away, and ideally maybe have some major updates for games, maybe stock supply, PSVR, etc. But I'm also very, very excited. I like every game, so I'm very excited to go and see if Nintendo has maybe a Switch Pro announcement, or also Xbox has something maybe related to VR, or new AAA updates, or even Halo updates, etc. We also do have Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, and Warner Bros. So we'll maybe see some kind of fun stuff there with maybe new Batman announcements, new superhero games, maybe some more Tom Clancy stuff as well with Ubisoft, maybe Division things, and Konami. It's always all over the place with some weeby stuff over there. So that's pretty much about it for this video. It's very intriguing to see that Sony did take a step on out, but overall, let's go look on the positive side, because if they make their own good event, I'm okay with that. If you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well as also make sure you guys are subscribed for the PS5 giveaway, or want to help me go get 40,000 subs, either or. We also do have our Flexi Spot link down below with the lovely standing desk that they sponsored in our previous video. We also have the Amazon links with the PS5 disc and digitals. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys want to follow up either ors, especially the Twitter. And of course, also the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. Those are always linked down below. Hope you guys all enjoy, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. And definitely want to hear all of your comments and thoughts down below. I love you guys all very much, and I'll see you guys up on the next one.